I'm Miriam Joy and welcome to my studio. Today we're working on our fall leaf turkey, and it's just this fun little turkey ornament to do. I was working on my fall leaf butterflies, and I thought, why not make a turkey? So we're going to throw one together for you real quick here. And we're just going to take our little mini bottle gourd or bigger jewelry gourd, whatever you consider those, and we're going to base coat it with our brown. My first one I did with dark brown, but this one I wanted to go a little bit lighter, so I did it with my medium brown. And then we're going to find a fall leaf that we like that has lots of color in it. You want to make sure that it's the right size. You don't want it too big or too small. So I'm going to trim this guy off. And before we put him on, we're going to put his little hanger on. And I'm just going to take my cording and we're going to tie it in a knot. And then we're going to slip it through our bead cap and glue our bead cap on. I don't want any tails down here. Run this up through the bead cap. And we're just going to put enough glue on here, but that he doesn't come through the sides. The last one I had too much glue and he came out. So let's try, because he's got a little bit of an elongated tip to it, and that's really good right there. All right. If there's any other glue on it, go ahead and remove that. And then you're going to kind of see where he hangs. And we'll start working with that. So I've got him kind of hanging that direction. So what I'm going to do is find out where his back would be when he is hanging, and I'm going to put that right there. And we're just going to hot glue him on, and I found some stuff from his leaves that kind of came over. And his tail kind of just gives me an idea where that front should be, so make sure you're kind of holding him and making sure where he is. And if you need bead caps, we have bead caps for you at the miriamjoy.com site. That's what I do most of my ornaments with. So now we're going to kind of look at him, and we're going to trace on, or just put his face on a little bit. His face is going to be up here, and I want his eyes kind of like that. And his beak is going to kind of be coming around and to a point. So we're going to kind of do that. And then his wobble we're going to draw on, and it's going to do kind of, we're going to give him some wings. I'm going to do 3. 1, 2, 3. You can make those bigger or littler, and I'm going to kind of look across from him and try and get him even with that one. Do 1, 2, 3. Then we're also going to just do some little feet down here, and we'll get to those in a minute. Now, it's kind of hard to keep your fingers out of everything while you're painting, so you're going to need to do some of them in a couple of coats, and that's okay. Take your time, make sure you have them on nice and good, and you can let them dry in between instead of just trying to go through it like I am. So I'm only going to put one base on today, just so you're not here waiting for paint to dry. Alright, we've got that guy in. Now I'm using tomato spice for my red. I'm using pumpkin And I'm using kind of a school, not a school bus yellow, but the other yellow that's more of an orange yellow. And I put my patterns on with the white charcoal pencil. If you have a hard time finding those, we do carry those because those are a little bit tougher to find. And you see I use them all the time in my artwork. Now the yellow, excuse me, I should be using orange here. You could use orange or yellow. It's going to take more to coat here. I'm going to be doing a few layers of that, so we're just going to kind of pretend. Alright. And I'm going to do his little feet in yellow. And try and do this upside down for you. I'm just going to kind of load my brush and pull them a little bit forward, and then one on each side. Just 1, 2, 3. And if you put enough paint when you load it on your brush, you're going to have those nice and covered. You can even make those a little bit bigger if you wanted to. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do his beak. Okay, I'm going to pretend that we've gone ahead and put a couple of base coats on our beak, and we're going to add his detail. And what we're going to do is use some brown. I'm going to use a darker brown on this, and I'm going to add just a bit of water with my liner brush. And we're going to come all the way across that, more towards the bottom to that very tip right there. And then we're going to come in and we're going to give him 2 tiny little nostrils just by laying that down onto the beak, and that is called a pudmuckle stroke, just by laying it down just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a comma stroke, and with our liner we're going to load up our orange with a lot of paint, and we're actually just going to push it down and on a white line and pull that all the way across that little stroke. And that's kind of how I do my wax design strokes, if you're familiar with that. It's very, very similar. I was a toe painting teacher first, and that's where I pull a lot of my experience. We've got his little wings on that side, so we're going to go over to the other side, trying to keep our fingers out of them. And this one we're doing backwards, so this is going to be a little bit funner. And like I said, put it down, let it dry in between. That is okay. You don't have to worry about that. So you don't get your fingers or anything into it. Now, we're going to do his eyes, and on his eyes, I'm going to use a pencil. And you want to make sure that your paint is fresh and you have a brand new pencil end. And I'm going to dip it into my fresh yellow paint, and I'm going to put it where I want my eye. And then we're going to do that again on the other side. And if you do it the same way, load it the same way, you'll have the same size eye. Now you should let those dry all the way, and then use a paintbrush or something that's bigger on the end but not as big as yellow, and we're going to put the orange in, and this is not coming up to a smaller part because it is not dry and I am trying to rush it. You would do the orange. And then when you let that one dry all the way, come in with something smaller. You could be using the number 0 tool, and you would put the brown in. And you get that last little dot of his eyes, which gives him a lot of character. And then take him outside, varnish him, put him on your dry board, let him finish drying, and then there you have your little fall turkey ornament, your fall leaf turkey. So if you have any questions about anything we've done here, please email me at art@miriamjoy.com. Jump over to YouTube, which you can find off our Miriam Joy website, the YouTube link, and see the little fall leaf butterfly that we did as well. It's kind of something similar that you might like. So thank you for joining me today. Have a blessed Thanksgiving.